This is Gerald Tuovamas. Let's continue to show you examples of letter combinations, how they show a formation process. I was at the brink of making an article also to show you how well it can also be proven that it is quite distant, that every focus associates certain forms simply because of the positions that they are in and how we associate them. But some of these letters are still quite difficult to narrow them down to certain limits until where you can have expressions, especially in the last couple of letters in this system, which are the most complex ones, because these are the letters that are related to context. So you have to figure out where it will define the context in time and space, and that is not a very easy thing to do. And one of these words that has letters from that last category is rhubarb. I know the word from the Dutch version, rabarber, which is you see that has somewhat the same structure. So I'll figure out both of these words, the English version and the Dutch version. The English version is even more difficult to interpret because it has the R from the last category and the H from the last category. But I'll try to do so, but I will start with the Dutch word first. And I will also tell you that you can analyze the positions, understand the positions, combine the positions, and then also understand what's going on. To change that into a form is an extra difficulty, because it's not really meant to be a form. It's meant to be an orientation, a context orientation, so that it directs you to that position. So there are blanks there, and your brain has to fill in those blanks. So how can you put that into a theory that says that's the way how you have to fill in blanks? That's difficult, but I can describe what's going on. The letter R you can read it also from the scheme. You can see it is looking, you see it here, it's looking for material in the third position, so it's looking for material at the borders, at the limit, so where the material is going. It is related with context, so it is defining its definition, how it works, and it will look for that context in the right time and space. So it has a formula, and it will look for the right balance in time and space to make that possible, to make it possible that it will find its material at the right place and time. So it's looking for the right time and place via the diagonal, and will find then the applied timing. The most easy thing to describe it as a form is this bow, let's say, of finding material from a larger structure to a position where it will find its place and will roll into the activity in a time and place context. And that's not easy, of course, to make a form from it, but you get the go, you look for the material, roll into it, you find the right timing, and so on. So it is that rolling and that time trying to connect from there, that connecting to material. When it will happen and where it will happen will be decided from that focus. When it goes into the A, it will find the place, because that A is the place, will find the place. That place will be the definition of B, the definition where B, the material that it will find there, will be pressed out again. So the next letter will be an A as well. It will be pressed out, will find after a place and space its timing, and will find out the way to connect its material also there. So rabar is you have that, you find the connection to where you can connect the material at the right time and place. It will be pressed out and it will be connected further into that time process is a way to describe it from the letters. After that you have the B, so it is again pressed out. You get again at the borders a being pressed out idea. And the last letters E and R, or actually says, okay, I have it, I have that highlight where it will have been grown and be highlighted, and there will be that process finalized and connected into a full context. So that's the go, actually. And it's a bit difficult description, but if you hear the sound rabarber, so you have the rap, you connect, b, have that pressed out, connected again, b, into the time process, and connected again into a context is into that, and in the end into that full context, into the full frame where all that sort of pushing out is being shown over time. So you can more or less, it is a quite vague description from now onward, and for now, and it is quite difficult to make something really technical from it that you can say, okay, it has this formula. Will not be very easy. So I'm a bit disappointed that I still can't do that. So I also will wait with writing an article, because some of these letters I'm not able to define them more than to as a vague description. The last couple of letters R and H are vague descriptions, so that makes it of course difficult, but you get the sense. The ra, always this form, the b is that form, so something comes out again connecting to just, it is really this interconnection of that brr, 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 will be defined and associated from there, and intuitively you can more or less understand it. But let's go to the English, which might describe it a little bit better. It has the same structure, but it's described somewhat differently. The rub there is different because it's the two differences are the H, which defines an area in which it works, where you will find a pattern. So also there the pattern can be repeated, and U says it's repeated in parts via the U. So it's repeated in these parts where B again being pushed out, so you have a connection to a pattern repetition in the area which comes in parts and being pressed out to the borders. Already the same kind of thing, but in a pattern. This rub then which you get out will focus upon the outer frame, so starting from the connecting part in the starting point partially, so that means in parts, maybe as well in parts, comes out and presses towards the leaves. Actually already we know. Again the R will get you an extra focus on that, and again with R and B we'll repeat that same pattern again. So also there can be found something that should remind you of this rhubarb. The ruh, I can emphasize a little bit more. That is that area which the rub will appear, which will be the first foundation of the focus. Then after that the arp will be that top position of that pressing out material. So is it a really fantastic expression? No, intuitively you can feel it well enough that you can sense it. Okay, there is a reason why we call it rhubarb or rabarber, and we can sense that. But to go deeper, to a deeper level of construction really, that can make it a bit more mathematically, I'm not there yet. That's sadly enough. So I can give you this intuitive association so that you can sense as well, just like me, and that you can sense, okay, that's what it is doing there, that's what the letters are doing there, that's that order of letter which is expressing that, which is emphasizing that. That's for everyone to understand. Sadly enough, that's it for now for this, but I hope I can make a better understanding of this one some other time. Okay, thanks for watching this. There are more examples in the book and in my YouTube channel as well. Thank you very much. Bye.